Greetings and welcome to In Depth. I'm Dike Rostant. We have another reason to spend time, money, and good vibes in Tobago. The Tobago Masters Football tournament is on after a 3-year hiatus, and the tournament director Geoffrey Edwards, he joins us for more info and to help build the anticipation before its October 12th kickoff. Welcome, Mr. Edwards. Thank you for joining us. We know that it's 3 years and we know that it's starting on the 12th of October. But what is the Tobago Masters Football Tournament about?
Good day, DK. Thanks very much for having me. The Tobago Masters Football Tournament is a sport tourism venture that seeks to have participants who are 40 years and over to play in the game that they love, football, over a 4-day period, Thursday the 12th to Sunday the 15th of October 2023. It came as a result of our look at the footballing landscape and recognizing that in terms of sport for all, that this fet match culture that we grew up seeing, even my father, he played a lot of fet match cricket and football. There was an opportunity for it to have this played in Tobago, have this marketed in Tobago. Of note, during its genesis, there was a competition, a similar competition or concept in Trinidad, which attracted a lot of regional teams. Tobago, having its unique selling proposition, we thought it fitting to be able to try our hand at having that product, that same concept in the sister isle. And here we are 9 years later, proud of the fact that we will be able to be resilient and continue to have a positive thrust and impact in terms of this, being on the sport tourism calendar in Tobago.
And we are happy that you're having that positive impact as well. But you're talking about people from the region, places like where, jurisdictions from where we have some of these masters coming to participate.
Over the last 9 years, we have had countries such as Guyana, Barbados, Grenada, Jamaica, St. Vincent and Grenadines, St. Lucia participating in the Tobago Masters Football Tournament. And we are proud of the fact that we have also had participants from North America as well as far as United Kingdom coming on the shores of Tobago to be able to celebrate a camaraderie through the sport of football. We must also understand that it being a sport tourism venture, the Tobago Masters Football Tournament has added directly and indirectly to the GDP of Tobago through the hotel accommodations, through media, entertainment, food and beverage consumption, large and medium, small and medium-sized businesses who directly and indirectly contribute to the hosting of the Tobago Masters Tournament, football tournament, including of tents, chairs, rental companies, sound systems, etc. So we have really and truly been able to add value to the GDP of the sister isle, noting that in our last report, in 2019, we would have accounted for over 65% of the inter-island transfer, boat and plane, coming from Trinidad to Tobago and vice versa.
And I'm very glad that you're able to mention the ecosystem and speak to the ecosystem, because sometimes people think that the persons are coming and they're coming and they're coming and it's just that, as opposed to the effects, ripple on, trickle down that these sorts of events have. But give us an idea of the size of team, please, because you're saying, yes, all those people that are involved that we may not be thinking about. But how many people normally come with one team? And is it just participants, or is it the Masters having an opportunity to come with family, friends, because it's also a line while you're doing something that is fitness and sport oriented. But how many people form these parties?
Definitely. Every team is allowed to register 25 participants. So let's do the math, DK. 25 by 20. Yes? And if it is everyone brings a companion or a friend, you can multiply it by 2. And then I will also say we do a factor of 0.5 to that. So therefore, you're looking at over 1,000 persons, and that's being conservative. The Defence Force Masters Football team in 2019 accounted for over 150 participants and linemen, crew slash spectators to the Tobago Masters Football Tournament. You have Juventus of St. John's, who come with a contingent of over 100. You have other community teams such as Maraca St. Joseph, who come with another over 120. And this is participants, family, friends of communities who see Tobago as an opportunity for them to get away over a 4-day period to do something which is part of our culture. Fed match football and fed match cricket is part of our culture. It allows people to come together in a safe and serene and environment where they can be able to speak to all things, including politics, sport, religion, safely, as well as have a few sips, indulge in some incredible culinary cuisine, as well as being able to watch what it is they love, which is football. And that's the beauty of it all. And we will really love the fact that we as Tobago Masters Football Tournament can be able to provide a platform for such.
And I like the fact that you're talking about some people come for sips, some people come to lime. I think some of those limers, they're going to double as Bengay rubbers should the need arise. But with regard to looking at the age, and some people say 40 is the new 30, but I might disagree sometimes when I get up in the morning. But what are some of the other things that you have in mind in terms of safety? Is it that you have Red Cross or persons of that ilk, first aid responders around as well? How safe is it in terms of all of these things taken into consideration?
So let me first and foremost say to you that you are as young as you feel. Given the fact that we have 70-year-olds who play in the 2 o'clock Tobago Hot Sun DK, you are very young, right? So let's start with that. But in terms of from a event management and a sport event management standpoint, safety is paramount, and thus we have the TEMA as well as Red Cross who provide first aid, emergency response technicians, as well as BLS service to the participants and the patrons of the Tobago Masters Football Tournament. When we speak directly to the athletes, we have a full recovery department and room dedicated to them, where they are able to get free service in terms of massages and also ice bath that they can be able to recover as quickly as possible. You have to understand, as you mentioned, I should say, we do know that these persons are 40 years and over, and some of them are going to be playing 2 games per day. And thus, we thought it fit in terms of our strategic plan, as well as providing us with a unique selling proposition in terms of the event, to be able to give them this recovery room free of charge.
And I really like that fact that people are able to congregate in different ways. Sometimes we think, okay, well, we're going to have an event and there's only one type of event to be had. So there is a lot of music, and it may be something like Carnival on the Road, or it may be some people like the church bazaar. So, but what kind of precedent, Mr. Edwards, does this set in terms of the possibilities of being able to expand events like this so people can put it on their calendar and look forward to it? Because there's so many things, and if we're talking about even like Tobago specifically, so many things to do, so many festivals that are available in Tobago.
I want to highlight, DK, because this is in depth, that the Tobago Masters Football Tournament and the demographic that we serve is not the only one in the Caribbean. St. Lucia and Barbados also have the same concept. But I want to make it quite clear to the people of Trinidad and Tobago is that we are not in competition with our Caribbean neighbors, but we as SW Touring Limited and Tobago Masters Football Tournament is using another tourism output and platform to be able to promote the sister island. One of the things for us is that Tobago, for which we have coined as sporting paradise, gives a distinct competitive advantage to our other Caribbean destinations. First and foremost, we have venue infrastructure with significant capacity. We have a great road network and accommodations for all financial categories, unique culture, food, and safety, which makes, as I mentioned before, unique selling propositions for Tobago to be considered the number one or the premier sport tourism venture for events such as these. In the past, Tobago has hosted many major sport tourism ventures, including rugby, beach soccer, sailing, and we could go on and on and on. Again, because of our resilience in terms of Tobago Masters Football Tournament, we are here to tell the story. And definitely, we will want Trinidad and Tobago to understand that we can continue to expand. Look what we were able to accomplish with the Commonwealth Youth Games and in being able to do such in both Trinidad and Tobago. I think that based on the tourism policy, the 2021 tourism policy, it is clear to see that tourism and more so sport tourism can be a significant driver for the development of Trinidad and Tobago.
And with that, we take a short break. We are speaking with the tournament director of the Tobago Masters Football Tournament, Geoffrey Edwards. Stay with us. We return with more. Welcome back. We are talking about the Tobago Masters Football Tournament with Tournament Director Geoffrey Edwards. And Mr. Edwards, one of the things that occurred to me is this is an opportunity to see some of the persons in our, I guess, age bracket that we may have grown up with or that we may have looked to representing us as a people in this sporting discipline. And who are some of those that have already graced the competition? And what kind of feedback do you get when somebody say, hey, you know, long I see he boy, hey, but he still have it? Who are some of those individuals?
Like how you said, because Nadia will be so happy and pleased with you. You know, long I see you, and that's what Tobago Masters brings. When it is you have friends and family and persons you haven't seen in years who fly down to be able to be a part of the 4-day weekend and say, boy, you know, long I see, let me have a little drink now. How this one going and how that one going. But anyway, as we talk about this one and that one, let's call some of the names who have graced the field of Tobago Masters over the last 9 years. We have Bayesian International, former international Mr. Anthony Pilgrim. We have Leon St. Louis, Arnold Dorka, Gary Glasgow, Sterling John. We have Earl Ballhog Jar, who is a St. Lucian former international and veteran, well-known sport figure in the island, the Patong Island. We have persons such as Ansel Elcock, if I think I would have mentioned him before, and the list goes on. Right now, we are speaking about for the Defense Force pass players, which is a newly minted team, if I may call them. We have players such as Christopher Durati, Joan Baltazar, who are going to be representing this new team on the Tobago Masters Football Tournament circuit. So definitely, there's a lot of football greats. And as the Ministry of Sport and Community Development have always spoken to, it is sport for all, and therefore there is no age limit. Even though we have over 40 and over 50, it clearly shows that these guys are still being able to be creating a platform for them to still be able to do what they do best, which is play football.
And I can imagine one, after the first or second rounds pass, people in the old talk and blagging and say, but hey, best only put back on a t-shirt or put back on the uniform and come in again, you know. But you spoke about the Ministry of Sport and Community Development. Who are some of the people who are coming together to help make TMFT something that is happening? Who are some of the partners, who are some of the stakeholders involved?
I want to focus on one in particular, the Tobago Tourism Agency Limited. Their core mandate is to lead the development or redevelopment of Tobago's tourism product and the marketing and position of Tobago as a premier island. And they saw it fitting to be able to partner with the Tobago Masters Football Tournament to do just that, based on the principles of sustainable development. Noting that they saw TMFT as a good opportunity to showcase the country's cultural heritage, in that of its history, historical sites, food, music, and overall an opportunity for persons who come into the tournament who to be able to also get away and see other parts of Tobago. We have done as well to be able to satisfy that is to do to name our groupings based on both sporting icons and also famous tourism sites in that of Dwight York and Calvin Hutchinson, the sporting icons, and Boco Reef and the Fort King George as the famous tourism sites. So therefore, just putting those together, you get true sport tourism. So we want to give kudos and thanks very much to the to Tobago Tourism Agency Limited, and of course, the Ministry of Sport and Community Development through their partnership with us in terms of the Dwight York Stadium, and also the division
Tourism,
of culture,
culture.
transportation, and antiquity. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
tourism, transportation, and antiquity, as well as the division of sport, who has really partnered with us. So it was really a collaborative effort to be able to bring this all together. I must note as well, Dike, that we have a partnership with the Tobago Resource Recycling Initiative. Part of the SW Touring Limited and the Tobago Masters Football Tournament strategic goals is to align with the Sustainable Development Goals set by UN. And we would be ensuring that all our waste are recycled and disposed of properly. And this is very important to us when it comes to ensuring that we keep Tobago clean and serene, and making sure we put it back exactly how we got it.
All right, and in the 2 minutes that we have left, of course, I want people to know how they can find out more, possibly be part of the event from a spectator. I'm not sure if you still have time to be a participant, as well as whether or not you all will be looking to leverage this kind of competitive advantages that you would have spoken about, so possibly expand it to other sporting disciplines as opposed to just football.
Well, thank you very much for that, Dike. First and foremost, let's talk about the aspects of the tournament. The 12th to the 15th, Thursday the 12th to Sunday the 15th of October. Thursday the 12th, we'll be at Shore Park Complex. That's from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then from Friday the 13th to Sunday the 15th, we shift our gears to the Dwight York Stadium, where we'll have tournaments starting from 11 a.m. on each day and go until 9 p.m. The admission to the public is free. There will be a well-stocked bar. We have Maracas Bacon Shack, as well as vendors who will be serving Tobago's finest delicacies. We have popcorn, snow cone, all of the usual suspects when it comes to food and drink. We have free massages for females as well. So you can come down to the Dwight York Stadium and also Shore Park Complex. In terms of getting in contact with us, you can contact us on 78sport. That's 787-7678. That's the Tobago Masters Football Tournament hotline, as well as our email address is swtouringteam@gmail.com. With our Facebook and Instagram platforms is SW Touring Limited. You can get all the information when it comes to Tobago Masters Football Tournament and all things when it comes to SW Touring Limited, which is a sport event management and marketing company that does community-based events, national, as well as sport tourism ventures, for which we are speaking about today. In terms of moving forward, the SW Touring Limited, I wear many hats, Dike. I'm also the president of the Futsal Association of Trinidad and Tobago, and the futsal is indoor football, and we are growing that sport in Trinidad and Tobago when it comes to from communities to schools, both primary and secondary schools. So we continue to do necessary outreach when it comes to sport. That's why the number is 78sport, because we do all things sport, including sport education as well.
And with that, we want to thank you so much, Geoffrey Edwards, the Tournament Director of the Tobago Masters Football Tournament. Looking for big things? Thank you so much for sharing some time with us. On behalf of the entire TTT News team, this has been In Depth with me, Dike Rostant. Thank you so much for joining us.